was having a conversation the other day with a very old friend of mine. Not old in terms of age, but we knew each other when we were 8, I guess. She gave me a call, and you know who you are, Sharon. Shout out to you. She gave me a call, and we were having a conversation, just saying hi and catching up, and something came up, and I felt like it's very important to talk about. Yeah, which really relates to me. Where do I start from? Okay, I've been battling depression for a while right now, and that's why I had taken a break and I wasn't on YouTube for a while. I needed to relax. I needed to find myself in between all the chaos that had happened, and this started in maybe beginning of COVID, when I know I've talked about this, and I don't want this video to become a gloomy kind of video. I just want you to understand where I'm coming from, okay? So anyway, 2020 was a good year. We started, we had a company, we were running, and then eventually things happened, and I know a lot of people lost their jobs, and I was one of the victims. And so when the job ended, the business stopped, and everything just went left, I started asking myself, like, what's going on? When you are a person who has always been doing your best in terms of when you're in school, you pass your exams, you're always the best, you're always the one who was top student, always put on a pedestal and always winning, you know, until you go to uni and now you're winning, you get your first job, your second job, and everything is going so well. And then once you graduate and you start working, life tells you no. Welcome. When you're not ready, hey, I'm telling you guys, I wasn't ready when I was not ready when maisha imenitandika kunitandika. You know, when you start losing and then you get to a territory where nobody's putting you on a pedestal anymore. You're all on the same level. If anything, those people that you used to beat in school are not doing so well. Let me tell you something. I believe that those people who were not so good in school, say they were average or maybe not so well, they got used to failing and still doing the same thing over and over, because you have no choice. You have to be in school. So you go to school, you see the same teachers, you see the same kids, you do an exam, you fail, or you don't do as well as maybe your parents want to, so they don't really give you encouragement. You get used to failing, but when you pass or when you succeed in one thing, it becomes, I don't know, they do it so well, you know, they succeed so well, and they're not used to succeeding, and so even when they fail the next time, it doesn't give them that feeling yani may fail. Maybe they feel fine, but hawapati ile feeling ya depression, because they know, anyway, I've always failed, it's okay, I can still do this again, so they go at it again. Now, on the flip side, you have these people like us who have been put on the pedestal, and they've always passed their exams, they've always done everything right, they've always been the best and the stars of everything that they do, and then life hits you and you realize you start failing. And I know that I'm calling it failure because that's how it rings in my head, but right now I've learned to say that there are challenges that come in your life and things have to change. And so for me, I wasn't able to translate it as it's a challenge and I fail today, tomorrow I can still try again, change my strategy, but try again, call it what it is. I have not succeeded in this one, and so I can always do better next time. Nah, that was not me. I could not accept that I could fail. And so the issue was, I wasn't calling my problem a problem. I was calling my problem, I have no idea. I could not recognize failure. I could not recognize that territory, and nobody prepares you for that. Unfortunately, I fell into a very bad place, a very dark place. I started trying everything. I started running around, just doing everything, you know, just trying to show whoever I was trying to show that I'm succeeding. And unfortunately, my parents, my brothers, my sisters could see it, and they tried to talk to me. Man, me, I had a wall on me. A wall yenye unajaribu kuniambia, oh, you have a problem over here, and I'm like, no. It's not a problem. I'm okay. I'm doing something. I diverge into something else. I divert the conversation, and it wasn't good for me. Now this is where my recovery came. I went to this meeting, met this lady who talked about depression. I think they were talking about addictions and such kind of things, and then depression came up, and there are things that they mentioned that triggered me. And I'm in this meeting and I'm now emotional and I just can't control my feelings. So after the meeting, I met this lady, the lady. I went and talked with her, and the 10 minutes that I had with her was enough, I think, to straighten me, because she was trying to tell me one thing and I'm like, And then she told me, lastly she said, listen, young girl, if you don't love yourself, you can never love anybody else. And so your children, your husband, your family is in trouble, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. I went back home, I cried that day, and I decided to sit and sink in my situation and just see it as it was. Where did I go wrong, and what part did I play, and how can I change this perspective, and what am I good at? I started listening more to what I am good at. I started listening to people who love me. I mean, listen to people who love you. What do they say about you? People who really, really care about you. What do they say? Positive things about you. What do they say about you? Those are the things that, because that is you. So I went ahead and sat down. I started writing down the things that were in my head, and the things that I thought, okay, this is in my head, and I've thought, okay, I'm a failure right now. I have not succeeded in anything. And then on another list, I wrote the things that I'm good at. I'm good at A, B, C, D. What do I do? What do I like about myself? What don't I like about myself? And I started picking out things that were helping me and accepting the losses that I've had. I went through a mourning process where I cried and let go of certain things that were interfering with my thought process. And then I started avoiding conversations that were taking me into that dark place. Like, for example, around election time, anytime the people were talking about, we don't know what election will be, and that anxiety that it created around it, I just decided to just avoid politics altogether. Not to say that I am not involved in political issues, because this is our issues, but I'm just saying that avoiding conversations that will get you into anxiety. And that's what I did, and I did it so well that I wasn't watching news, I wasn't talking about politics, I was just trying to avoid anything that would get me into a depressed state, So what am I trying to say? I'm just trying to say that it doesn't matter. You might have brains in school, and somebody else might have brains in creative, and somebody else might have brains in something else. You might win in this category and fail in that category. It doesn't mean that you're stupid. You might fail in academics, and you're winning in, maybe you know how to draw, or you know how to talk, or you know how to sing, or you know how to dance. Shine the light on that thing that makes you happy. Shine the light on that thing that really makes you glow. And I think that's how. And then talk about it. Talk about these things. Listen to people. Talk about it. I am not an expert in therapy and all that. I prayed a lot also, by the way. I prayed a lot, and I asked God to just help me and walk with me through this journey. And guys, if this is the first time you're watching my videos, go back and maybe 2 or 3 videos back. The face that you're seeing here is not the same face you're seeing there. I'm so happy. I'm recovering. I'm getting better. I'm getting better at accepting when haijaenda venye nilikuwa nataka. Anyway, things don't have to go the way I want, but at the end of the day, I think I have learned 1 or 2 things that I am happy about. And yeah, so it doesn't matter if you fail at it. It's okay. I mean, it's okay to fail. Just make sure that tomorrow when you wake up, when you have a chance, umeamka uko na jua imewaka na ukainuka na ukaeka miguu zako chini, try again. Try again. Thank you for watching my video. See you next time. Like, share, and subscribe.